Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EMU Review. I am Jason Heine, and today is a very special day. I am taking a look at the single game that created the new genre of futuristic, blinding speed, stunning visual racers amongst consoles. This game is F-Zero for the Super NES. This is a very special game. Of the two games available at the Super NES's release, Super Mario World and F-Zero. I think it was a really smart move for Nintendo, and you can really see where their head was at during this. They said, look, we're not giving you just one killer app, we're giving you two extremely good killer apps. I mean, that goes to show. I could talk about killer apps all day. If you don't have a killer app, your console's going nowhere. Nobody cares about the hardware. It's software over hardware. The games over the console. Period. People want to have fun. That's what it's about. And this game is fun. In fact, this game is a blast. It's one of my favorite games to play. It's a game you sit down and just blaze through it. I'll sit down and just play it and just beat it. Just go through it. It's great. I love it. Alright, so the key to success on this game is that Nintendo introduced a new technology called Mode 7. Mode 7 is very unique and used on specific games for the Super NES. Few others like Pilot Wings, Mario Kart, Yoshi Safari, Super Castlevania, some games like that. Also used it in Chrono Trigger, Super Star Wars, list goes on. The Super NES has 7 different modes for displaying background layers, numbered respectively 0 to 7. And this one, Mode 7, is a simple texture mapping mode. It's basically a simple perspective effect. It allows a background layer to be rotated or scaled, thus giving the background layer height and depth, achieving the impression of 3D graphics. This was insane for the Super NES. And to think they're doing this by just manipulating background layers. I mean, they're not even forcing sprites or polygons or anything like that. It's just awesome. And I know they had your speed displayed there at the top right of the screen, but really the sense of speed in this game is incredible. You really felt like you were just flying down the road. Alright, enough of the geeky stuff that I love so much. F-Zero was set in the year 2560, and as you can imagine, of course, there's no such thing as humanity anymore, and you know it wouldn't be the future if there were real cars driving around, so you set foot and race in what Nintendo calls plasma-powered hover cars in an intergalactic Grand Prix. Plasma? Sounds good to me. So the gameplay is exactly as you see. It's what you'd expect. It's phenomenal. Race around the track at blazing, blinding speeds against your AI. You have 3 other immediate AI that you race against, as well as other AI that just kind of pops up here and there throughout the course. They're just more annoying than anything. I didn't see him at start. I didn't see him at finish. I didn't see him anywhere. I don't know where they come from. I don't see any entrances or exits in the map, but anyway, that's for another topic. But they do give you a total of 15 tracks divided up into 3 different leagues: Knight, Queen, and King. Difficulties determined by the league: beginner, standard, and expert. Then, once you complete expert, they unlock a master difficulty. This was the first title to be released under Nintendo EAD. That's Nintendo Entertainment Analysis and Development Team. Nintendo EAD has 5 different groups from Japan to US. They've developed such games as Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart Wii, Nintendogs, Double Dash, Animal Crossing, the Wii Sports, Wii Play, Twilight Princess. I mean, the list goes on. These guys are serious players in creating the most classic games for the Nintendo franchise. This game definitely set the standard. It raised the bar pretty high, not just for racing games, but for games in general. All the games that were to come and follow this had to be at a certain standard, a certain par. In 2003, IGN ranked this as the 91st best game ever, and in 2005, stating it's the 97th best game ever. And I would have to agree, even though mine might be a little higher on the list. It's got quite a bit of replay value. The levels are kind of easy, but they do get a little harder as you progress through. The AI does get quite a bit more difficult, and the AI is just always right on your tail. Even if I'm just blazing down, doing awesome, not hitting the walls, not touching anybody, ducking and dodging and weaving, if I hit anybody, the AI is just right on your tail. So that's a little strange. The AI is a little tweaked there, but it's no big deal. It doesn't affect the gameplay at all. It just makes you want to play harder, play better. And I guess the only other thing that really bothers me about the game is that it isn't 2 players. And I know why. It's hardware limitation. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's been one Mode 7 game out there that is 2 players. I don't think I've seen split screen ever with dual Mode 7s going on. Okay, now I want to talk about the controls because I absolutely love them. They're tight, responsive, and on the Super NES, we have shoulder buttons. Shoulder buttons! And they're great! Left shoulder makes you strafe left, right shoulder makes you strafe right. It's just great. You can use them for so many different things. I use them to just strafe around enemies. If I don't want to touch the D-pad and screw up my track, I just shift around. Oh, it's great. It's such an intuitive way to use that. Sorry, I just really love the music they put there. Can't forget this game also spawned Captain Falcon, who went on to so many other games that we've seen him before. Gosh, they grow up so fast, don't they? Okay, so there's other sequels to this game, but there is one other variation of this game, and it's kind of a long story, so I'll sum it up. In Japan, for Super Famicom, they had this attachment called SATA-View or Satellite View or something like that. Anyway, what it was a satellite modem. You could go on for a subscription fee and then download specific games for the Super Famicom. And the games available, evidently, it's called BS F-Zero and also BS F-Zero Grand Prix 2. So there's two variations. And I do know the BS in front of the games don't stand for bullshit. They stand for broadcast. And as I dig a little deeper into this, I'm finding out they actually had a variation of Harvest Moon, Sim City, Super Mario Collection, Super Mario USA Power Challenge, whatever that is, Legend of Zelda Map 2, Ancient Stone Tablets, Legend of Zelda. Man, I gotta get me one of these things. Luckily, it says, oh, here's an Excite Bike Buzz Mario Battle Stadium. Can I just get a WTF on that? And I'm finding out here as I read a little deeper, it looks like all these games, or majority of them, are only available through emulation. Well, isn't that a coincidence? Okay, so after this game, they went on to do a totally 3D F-Zero for the 64, F-Zero X, which is a phenomenal game. It will be reviewed, no doubt about that. Nintendo released F-Zero Maximum Velocity for the GBA and GP Legends, which did in fact use Mode 7 technology. Pretty sweet. There was F-Zero GX for the GameCube. GX also had a story mode. It's just crazy. And then in more recent times, F-Zero Climax, it was released for the Game Boy Advance in 2004. That game specifically has the first track editor without the need for any expansion or add-on. Pretty cool right there. So this game's got a lot of flair all the way around. I think it's pretty solid. The gameplay's awesome. The sense of speed's incredible. The sound is right on. Introduction to Captain Falcon. We've got a couple variations, some rare stuff about it. Sold over 1 million copies. It was a release title. I think it's pretty special. And a game everyone should definitely play or go check out. After an eBay search, I found this game cartridge only between $5 to $10 with shipping to your door. Also found one on there currently brand new in shrink wrap, $20 free shipping. Not a bad deal at all, and perfect for the collector. I remember when I first got this game, and it was a real problem living in a house with 2 other brothers. We all wanted to play the system at the same time, and this game was so awesome. I wanted to play it all the time, but we couldn't play it together, and it really caused arguments for us. So with that being said, the EMU review grade for F-Zero,
this game gets a B+.
Now put that in your plasma-powered hover car.